Now, I shared this woman's video in my stories, but I decided that her video was just so good that I wanted to remain as a video on my page.
Hi, Iranian woman here. It's become very apparent that you haven't been listening to anything that we've had to say for the past 2 years. But I was wondering if you could just lend me a few minutes of your time in this ungodly hour to hear us now. We've had to watch over the past 24 hours people clambering onto the internet to exclaim that Iran has the right to defend itself. In what capacity have you distorted this story to make the Islamic Republic the victim? That's I think what we're most curious about. When we were screaming for the past 2 years that they were lynching us, where were you? When we were screaming that they were killing Iranian women for not wearing a hijab, where were you? When they were lynching Iranian men from cranes for protesting, where were you? When we were explaining that this is a terrorist occupying force, where were you? But all of a sudden, everyone's graduated from Instagram School of Law to say that this is a violation of international law and Iran has the right to defend itself. First of all, you're not talking about Iran, you're talking about the Islamic Republic. What the Islamic Republic does is not a reflection of the Iranian people. We've been clear about what we want, which is peace. Second of all, you may have discovered the Middle East yesterday, but the Middle East didn't start existing yesterday. If you want to talk about an act of war, just a few days ago, a federal court determined that the attacks on Israeli embassies and Jewish centers in Argentina were conducted by the Islamic Republic and Hezbollah. That was in the 90s. That was in the 90s. Was that an act of war? How about the terror proxies that the Islamic Republic has created to foster regional instability? What did you think that they were there for? What did you think Hezbollah was there for? Hamas, Houthis, the militia groups in Iraq and Syria. Did you think that they were there to instigate a system of public schooling, education, to feed the poor, house the unhoused? What did you think that they were there for? Is that an act of war? Was October 7th an act of war? Are the rockets that Hezbollah fires into northern Israel on a near daily basis an act of war? And so when these senior IRGC commanders meet up with Hezbollah in an IRGC military base, okay, not an Iranian embassy, and Israel strikes, your response is to say that that is an act of war. If you had listened to us for the past 2 years, much less the past 45 years, you'd know that Iranians don't want war with Israel. We want peace with Israel. Iranian people inside of Iran have come out and said this over and over and over again. It's you that wants war with Israel. It's your hatred for Israel and your hatred for Jews that's pulling us into a war that we didn't ask for. Have we not suffered enough for the past 45 years that we now have to be used as pawns for your fantasies about war with Israel? Leave us alone. We don't want that. So if you want to support the Islamic Republic in putting Iranians' lives at risk and everyone's lives at risk, they just killed a 10-year-old Bedouin boy for this. Is that what you wanted? Then just come out and say that with your whole chest. Say you support the Islamic Republic in their continued aggressions that put everybody's lives at risk. But don't say Iran. For 2 years, we asked you to come out and say free Iran. And now you want to speak up to put our lives at risk and say go to war, Iran. You are no friend to the Iranian people for that.
I've been watching for months how Israel has been pounding on Palestinians in Gaza. And when Iran attacked Israel and I started seeing the videos of people running for their lives, I got caught up in it. I was like, okay, somebody's leveling the playing field. After watching her video, I was like, oh my gosh, Tabitha, you definitely got caught up in it. You know what it reminds me of? It made me think about that Kez guy that came out and said that we should forgive Candace Owens without any regard to black people and what Candace Owens has done to our community. And the only reason why he himself was ready to forgive Candace Owens is because Candace Owens said something right about Palestine and Israel. She said something right in support of Palestinians against Israel. That's the only reason why he was ready to forgive Candace Owens. Forget everything that she has done, how she has been a detriment to the black community, how she has slowed the progress and the growth of the black community, how she has put black people in the way of violent racists. He ain't think of none of that. Because she supported what he supported, he was like, damn all the rest of it. And I started to feel the same way. Iran has never been right. They've never been right. But I was cheering them on because they were attacking a country that I felt was doing wrong. This is why I have been trying to stay focused and steadfast on minding my Black American business. This is why I've been focused on continuing to encourage and educate Black people on what is happening in this political system here in the United States and how it's affecting Black people here in the United States. Because I understand how this political system works. I understand the laws and the Constitution. I understand all of that here. This is why I don't want to be involved in what's happening over there. Too many laws, too many treaties, too many policies that date back decades. Too many countries involved, too many groups involved, too many subgroups of people involved, and I don't know shit about it. And truth be told, a whole bunch of you out there don't know shit about it either. Y'all are now cheering on Iran because they're attacking your enemy. Meanwhile, you have innocent Iranian people in the midst of all of this who just want to live in peace. Just like there's innocent Israelis in the midst of all of that who are just trying to live in peace. I'm getting ready to go back to minding my own Black American business. I hear Donald Trump, his request to go to his son's high school graduation was denied. How much you want to bet he really didn't know his son was graduating until he and his attorneys figured out a way to try to get him out of having to attend court that day. Listen, who else want to mind their own Black American business and fight the demons that we have to deal with here? And none of you from the Watermelon Mafia Brigade will make me feel bad about that. All I'm going to do is block you.